It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sametti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Parler? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today with three very special guests. We have Ray, aka Happy Harry Hardon. We have Oliver, and we have Pancho.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah, we got the team from 656 Comics here today in the house.
La casa. What's up?
Yeah, welcome Edwin. The Ace launches January 31st. Acevedo. Hail, peeps.
What's up, Edwin?
Welcome, Xavier.
That's Javier. That's the guy that didn't want to join us.
Yeah, I just want to sit in the chat for some reason.
Is GTZ short for Gutierrez?
Yeah.
So, good to have you all. Thanks so much for coming. Been hoping to have you guys on for the longest time. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me today. So, since you guys are coming on here for the very first time, I always like to, get some background story. I'd love to hear the origin story, as it were, of each of you, starting with Ray, and then we'll go to Oliver, and then we'll go to Pancho. Just because we're going clockwise. And, how were you raised, or what was your life like growing up? What were you into, like pop culture-wise, comics, toys, what have you? And what were the key moments in your life that led you to ultimately find yourself here creating your own crowdfunded books?
Well, thank you for having us, WyzGyz. We do truly appreciate it. My name, once again, is Ray Ramos, aka Happy Harry Hardon, proud member of 656 Comics. Been doing comics for a very, very, very long time. We actually kind of founded, I guess, if you could say, the scene here in El Paso, Texas, back in the 90s. I mean, before that, there wasn't really a comic book scene. There was comic book stores and stuff like that here in town. But we actually were the first ones in high school to put together kind of like a group that made our own comics. It was when the Image guys started getting going after they had left Marvel, and we're like, well, if these guys can do it, I mean, we can do it too, I mean, we're just as good as far as artists and writers are concerned. So we started doing that in high school, and we just kept going along with it. We earned all the ins and outs of doing comics, even down to the printing of them, like actually running the machines and sitting there making sure that all the toner was set, and how to collate pages, how to cut, how to staple everything, ins and outs completely.
Wow.
Good friend of ours, one part of Dead Tree Comics is what we called ourselves back in the day. Part of one of the goods that was part of it, his dad was a printer, so we lucked out in that. And he said, I'll help you guys print it, but I'll be damned if I'm going to sit here and run all these machines for you for free. So you guys need to learn how to run them, because I'm not going to stay here with you and run them at the shop. So that's what he ended up doing. And we learned everything. We even learned how to smoke while we ran the machines. It was so cool, man. It was awesome. But
how would you do that, Ray? Tell us.
The what? I'm sorry?
How would you do that? Smoke while you run the machine?
It's difficult. You might think it's easy, but you got to have the cigarette just right, man, because you got to run and make sure the toner's set, make sure the pages are collating, pull out a page, check it, make sure that everything is the offset is there. Even if, and there was this thing, dude, it was funny. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. There was this thing. There's like the machines were kind of old, so there was this thing that we had to do in order to make sure that the pages didn't stick, right? Because the ink was fresh. So on a brand new machine, it sprays a fine mist of, I mean, the only way I can put it is like powder. It sprays a fine mist of powder that prevents the paper from sticking to each other. But these were old machines, so we didn't have that luxury. So what we had to do is we had to get a sock and fill it up with talcum powder and stand over the pages as they were coming out of the printing press and be like shaking the sock to make sure that each one was covered with a little bit of powder so it wouldn't stick. And of course, you know, we didn't know what we were doing, so we'd hit it like really hard and we'd spill powder all over the place, and it just got really, really messy. So whenever I like think about like comics now, the way that they are, and comics then, the way that we would make them, we always wanted to have this I don't know, like this thing, I guess, where we could just make a comic and send it off and then have a comic come back, which is possible now. But back then it was like, yeah, we got to get down and dirty, and you've never lived until you've cut and collated 1,000 books, 1,024-page books by yourself. That, my friend, is an experience. But yeah, that's pretty much my origin story right there. Other than you know, just loving comics my whole life, and you know, being part of a crew for the past oh man, how long were the 90s ago? Yeah, a long time ago. Years ago. And
Yeah.
I've always been fortunate enough to find myself with like-minded individuals, like the brothers right here, like the Asa brothers right here, and continue making comics, which is a true passion of ours. So that's pretty much my origin right there.
So are you like actually, when it came to learning to smoke and do production, was there any issues about dropping ashes from your cigarettes into the ink?
Yeah, totally. That was the beauty of it, because my friend's dad was at that point where he had been a printer for such a long time that the ash would like grow really, really long on the cigarette, and it would just hold on while he was working the machines, and they would never fall until he got back to his ashtray and like flicked it, and then he continued working. Man, so it was intense, man. It was really, really good. Those are good memories.
Did it give it like texture to the comic books?
Yeah, that's the question. Or did it like make all the colors richer?
Well, they were black and white books, so it is a possibility added grays to it, I guess.
That's where you get grayscale.
There you go. Truly ash cans at that point, you know.
That's good. Oh man. Welcome, El Gargoyle. Hey Harry. You see
the gargoyle. Hey Harry, you see your new president can't even follow his own executive order, and he flat out said he doesn't have a plan for COVID. Bro, I've already said it before, brother. As long as he gives me my money, everyone's happy. So that's all I care about, man.
Man, he's a joke. Welcome, Matanui. Hi.
How you doing?
And thank you for the eggplant.
The eggplant
Appreciate
returns.
it. Welcome, Dario Hernandez. Hey,
Dario.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining us, Dario.
Belzette, good to have you. All right, Oliver. Actually, before we go to Oliver, Ray. So, are you kind of like the production guy on the team, or do you also do story and art or lettering?
We all have our wear different hats, I guess you could say. I mean, my main forte is writing, of course, like the creation of the story. But I mean, we'll slip into other roles if we have to. I mean, I know how to operate the printers, like I said. I can do a little bit of computer work, and of course, you know, these guys love me to be the PR guy because, like Pancho said, I like talking. So, you know, we all have our little set skills that we kind of use in order to advance our passion, I guess you could say.
You love talking, and you have English as your first language.
As your first language, that's right.
That's true. Yeah.
I can do the Spanish one. I can do the Spanish one, and you'll do the English.
Well, English wasn't my first language, man. Remember, like, I had to have that beat out of me when I was really young. So,
but it's
yeah, that was like the tradition, no, back then. The people who moved from Mexico to US don't talk Spanish, only English.
Oh,
Fit in, don't stand out.
Blend
Assimilate.
in, or they'll send you back.
Yeah.
Fit in or they'll send you back.
right.
Assimilate.
I mean, I was born in the U.S., right? I was born in El Paso, but my parents were not. They were from Mexico. When they came over, they struggled. They struggled a lot to learn English. My dad didn't know it very well. My mom kind of learned it, but when I was very young, they would speak nothing but Spanish to me in the house. When I started going to school, I would speak nothing but Spanish, so I was placed in the ESOL classes, and my parents got very, very upset with me, and they told me, either learn English or you learn Spanish. You got to know one completely, and that's it, which is kind of a mind fuck, because at home they'd speak nothing but Spanish to me. So I was kind of like, what am I supposed to do? So I had to learn English, and I fell in love with the English language. I love poetry, and anything that had to do with reading English. And that's where I went from there. I started just trying to be the best I could be at English and anything that had to do with writing.
And what happened?
I know, huh? What happened? Jerk. Oh.
So you weren't raised in one of those dual language households, huh?
Oh no. When I would go to school, it was English. When I would come home, it was Spanish, and that was it. And when I would try to speak Spanish to my parents, they'd kind of get upset because they couldn't understand me. And I mean, I can still speak Spanish, I guess, pretty well. According to these guys, I kind of not really, but I can hold my own. These guys trip out when I kind of mix Spanish words with English, and they're all like, well, "What is that? That's not
Spanglish."
English."
Not even WyzGyz.
No, it's not even Spanglish. It's something else. It's like Ray Giverish, something like that.
Ray Giverish.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate your support. Thanks for backing me up, guys.
I know. These are my crew. Thank you very much.
Out of curiosity, I've always wondered, do native Spanish speakers find learning English challenging these days, or is it kind of easy to pick up? Because a lot of other cultures seem to find English to be very difficult because we have so many acronyms and so many synonyms. Well, no, that's not the right word. Words that have different meanings and different spellings, but they sound the same.
Pancho?
To us, it was because we live in the border. I think it was easier because we had like open TV from the United States. Our nannies were Fox TV and PBS and Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that. Here in the border, but south of Mexico, they caused a lot of trouble to like you say, WyzGyz, like the acronyms and the words, the pronunciation, the th sounds. It was like in high school. It was like I had a lot of trouble doing the theater, the th. And the
CH too.
Yeah, and the girl, the RL sound too. It was like real hard. The three and trees, it's
trees.
Yeah,
Trees.
trees. So it was kind of hard, but on the overall picture, I think it was easy for us because, like I said, we had like US TV and US radio, and we were like our ears were like trained, to the sounds. Yeah, so
Yeah, there was this one movie, I think it was a Western, where all they did was listen. They weren't like a native English speaker, and actually no, I think it was. Man, I want to say it might have starred Johnny Depp or something, but. Oh wait, I'm totally mixing up these movies. It's been a while since I saw it.
I'm all trying to think of what movie that was. I'm like,
Yeah, it could be hell at this point. It could be Liam Neeson, it could be Mel Gibson, but basically it was someone outside of his element. He was among a group or a people who spoke a foreign language to him, but simply being immersed in the culture and hearing the language day in and day out for weeks and months, he eventually learned the language. So
That's oh man,
Dancing
that's
with Wolves.
That's what?
Dancing with Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves.
do you think so? It might have been.
That's possible. I mean, I remember that part in the movie too, but I mean, he spent like long time with them.
The Tatanka part. The Tatanka.
Yeah.
Tatanka.
I know I
I
was
was in classes with all Mexicans.
slang. Hey, welcome, Jennifer Grover. Hey, darling, our company is gone home. I love you, WyzGyz, and I see you were on. Hi, panel. I will check out your campaigns. Hey, all you angels.
Thank you.
Jennifer
Thank you so much.
rocks.
Appreciate it.
She rocks big time. I like Fembra better.
Fembra.
Fembra.
13
13
Warriors. That's right. It happened in 13 Warriors. So
Oh.
you just keep paying attention to how they talk.
That was probably it. Yeah, okay. Oliver, what is your origin story?
Origin story is my mom met my dad. No, just kidding. So what was the question again? I mean, what got me into comics, or what got me into
What was
culture?
yeah, like what was it like growing up? What were you into? Pop culture or comics or toys? And what were the key moments in your life that led you down this path to eventually releasing your own crowdfunding
Well,
books?
growing up in the border was very interesting. My brother and sister would start school in Juarez, but I started in El Paso, so all my education was a U.S. based one. So it was pretty interesting. And what else, guys? I'm usually
It's your origin, man. I don't know.
I'm bad at telling my origin because I tend to forget like moments and all that shit. But I could remember that I got into drawing because of Nintendo, of the NES system. We used to draw Link, the Mario Brothers, the King Arthur from Ghosts and Ghouls. I mean, that was my jam. I would draw all those things, and also the Ninja Turtles. I was big into TMNT back then, the cartoon, the toys, but not the comic. Oddly enough, I would read the TMNT Adventures, but I didn't knew there were comic books. It was something really interesting, no? And not up till when I was in third grade, I met a friend of mine named Danny, and he was all into Marvel, DC comics. I mean, he also draw too, and that's when I started like checking out these comic books. No, Punisher, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Batman, and I was like, wow, what the heck is this, man? This is very very interesting. And that's when I started like actually drawing all these characters. No, I mean, and I knew, hey man, I knew how to draw, but now I like focused in doing comics now. No, comic book characters. And my friend, he stopped drawing, oddly enough, during that time, and now he blames me. Hey, you stole my talent. What the fuck, man? You stole my talent, you f you. So yeah, man, and that's when I like got hooked with comic. It was a time when I think Image was starting to form, and Superman was dead, and all that shit. And what else? What else? A bunch of you fill in the gaps, man, because I don't remember. Right?
The origin story is like the same, like for us. because we're brothers, right? So we used to like compliment each other. He was the one who drew, and I was the one who like help out with the story, no? Because I can't
more,
draw.
more or less.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. Thank you, Oliver.
No, yeah, okay. Now I remember. So Pancho, when he would like skip school, he would go to the comic shops, and that's where he bought Pit, he bought Spawn. He got in line to buy the Death of Superman. So
Oh, wow.
so that's that. Remember Dragon's Horde, Ray? That's where he
Yes.
got the issue. And it was just fitting me all these comic books, and oh man, this is great, man, and that inspired me to start drawing, no, to start possibly thinking maybe I could become a comic book artist, no, and not until I found out about Creed from Hall of Heroes and Cyberfrog and all those books, and I found out that these guys were kids when they did comic books.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. I mean, I'm a kid. We could do this, man. We could work on our own books and let's see if we could make it, no? And that's when the Juarez comic book scene started, no?
Yeah.
Probably the same time with you, no, Ray? Like
It's
around
interesting that you say that, man, because yeah, it was pretty much the same time. And when Trent and when Ethan started doing their books, we were like, wow, that's cool. Someone's doing it like us, not like them. It was like us. And we made it our life's goal to meet these guys and be like, hey, man, we're doing the same thing, bro. And it actually came true. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, you're right. It happened around the same time.
So yeah, and then some time passed. My mother called the local newspaper, and
Oliver was 14 years old when
I was 14, 15 around that time, and she called the paper and said, "Hey, I have a kid here that loves to draw. Can you do something with him?" I mean, and he said, "Yeah, sure, bring him over." During that time, they were like doing supplemental magazines for teenagers and kids now.
on Sunday.
So yeah, Sunday supplementals, and I think Wednesdays, no, for the teenagers, and Sundays were for kids. So I got a gig doing a short strip for Sunday, for the Sunday paper. So that was like my first real gig as a comic book artist.
Oh man.
That taught me a lot, no, like turning on time, deadlines, talking with the editor, all that stuff, man. It was like a real. It was a school, no? It was like I learned a lot from that time, and I only lasted for about a year. Then
Tell WyzGyz why you got fired.
oh yeah, I got let go because my books were very bloody. There. It wasn't gore. It was just blood, a lot of blood.
But it's Mexico. It's Juarez. I mean,
I know it's dude. I was influenced by Spawn, by Pit, so it's a lot of blood in those comic books. So yeah, I had
So some readers, some newspaper readers.
Oh shit, that's right.
They called the newspaper and
no.
like, we can have this on the newspaper, and we can have my kids reading this, and so they let Oliver go.
no.
It was interesting.
He was canceled.
I was canceled. No, it's because in the strip that I did, it was about child abuse. So yeah, and the hero, well, took matters into his own hand. So the father that would beat the kid would be a drug, no? So he would like ask for his kid to bring him beer. So the hero would well, how can you say it? Transport himself into the liquid, the beer, and so the guy drank it. So you know where this is going, and the hero would pop out of the father, no? So yeah, that's I got that directly from Spawn issue 11, I think, where Spawn teletransported inside a guy and he ripped him to shreds. But it wasn't true. No, it was all like an illusion for the father. Would like, hey man, wake up! Don't treat your kid like this, no, or else this will happen for real. So it was gory, but it had a good ending.
A good message.
It was a good message. Yeah, don't mess with your kid or else. No.
Or else.
Right, exactly.
And that's the strip. I have the script somewhere. I'll share it sometime, maybe on Sunday on our show. That's a script that Angry Mothers called and got me canceled, got me fired or whatever.
So you got some early experience about games.
I was like 14. Come on, guys.
You know, maybe that's why we always defer to you, because you've actually like had that experience working like with an editor and stuff. Because it's weird, WyzGyz. Like we always defer to Oliver. Like, hey, do you think this is good? Like, even though we've been doing books forever, we're like, do you think this is good? Do you think we should do this?
No.
And then here he comes with his freaking giant eraser, and he's like, no, you know, do it this way. Listen to me. I know what I'm doing. We're like, okay.
I got canceled, guys. Listen to me.
At 14.
When I was 14.
That must have been an experience that scarred you for life.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was an experience. It was interesting. We laughed about it, but it was cool. It was interesting.
And right after that, WyzGyz, we got like the anxiety, could you say, or the push to like make our own comic books, no, to make our own stories.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got the itch.
We got the itch. So that's when I come in. Before I was like feeding the monster with comic books, and then I started like to bring people, creative people with Oliver. I mean, like, hey, do you draw? Yeah. Oh, my brother. That's how. And we write this little hockeys, and we first like did our own. We first did our own comic book, our own collective, our own comic group, and we just published one comic book, right, Oliver?
Yes, and we almost sold out at a local con. Well, that was cool.
Nice. That was a while back. Sorry, we're getting a little like robot voice there, Pancho. I couldn't hear you real well.
Yeah, start over.
I think you froze.
I think he's just meat-mugging us, man. Like,
yeah. So during that time, we, like Pancho said, we gathered people. We started we would go to comic shops. Hey, man, we're trying to form a group. If you can draw, write, letter, color, whatever, let's hang out. No, let's talk about doing a comic book, and that lasted like for 3 years. we hang out, but we didn't do anything. No. We just sat around and talk about movies and games and toys. No, so until Pancho came in, hey, you SOB, stop looking around and let's get to work on an actual book. No, and that was the time that the comic book convention started to happen during the city, no, around 2000, more or less. So that was our goal, no. On 2001, we should release our first book. So yeah, we got together, we started writing, we started drawing, and honestly, we didn't know what we were doing, man. The writer, he did he only wrote like a page, like a one-page treatment, and he handed it to me. Here, man, draw the comic from here. I mean, what the heck? I mean,
wait. So Ray and Pancho were
but Ray wasn't around that time. Ray was like he was doing his thing in El Paso. We were still in Juarez. We were Psicotica Comics during that time. It was another collective.
Yeah. We knew of each other, but we didn't we didn't mix just yet because we're kind of rivalry a little bit.
Yeah. We were better than them, by the way. Go ahead.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, my friend. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, when the 2001 came, we had our first book. We did the con, and it was a success, man. We almost sold out.
Yeah, in 2 days, I think we sold like, I want to say like 700, 800 comic books in 2 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we were like, oh shit, this is crazy. We felt like we were in Marvel, no? We even went to celebrate. Yeah, we went to celebrate to a bar and with with the money, with the comic books and stuff like that.
Rookie mistake, man. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistakes, yeah.
Wow.
So-
Holy cow. That's
So
wild.
after that, WyzGyz, then the newspapers, articles on magazines, and stuff like that were coming over. They were interviewing us a lot. So in the group, we were like six in the group, but they were only interviewing the writers and the illustrator. And then the other ones, they were like beginning to get jealous and, hey, how come you didn't mention me and stuff like that? So, and I was saying, hey, they're interviewing the people who work in the comic book. I mean, you're still part of the group, no? So it really got like really how can I say it? With jealousy and to make the long story short, the group broke up. We signed papers. We signed like this little paper that with none of the remaining parts of the group will have use the name of Psicotica Comics or use the P or use because
the logo, the image, the characters.
Because back then we said that we were like having this name is already like a powerful name, no? With the in the comic industry in Mexico. Very naive of us.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I saw Oliver, like he was like I don't want to say devastated, but he was sad because then he didn't have his friends nor the people who can work with the comic books. And then I told him, no, we'll build up another company, we'll start from scratch, and it's going to be better. And I remember we went like put some flyers on the mall. We look for artists, we look for writers, and then no one answered the fucking ads. And then Oliver told me, just write me a story. I'm not a writer, but you tell cool stories. You know how to do it. And then I remember there was this back then there were some comic book forums in Mexico, and then they made this contest, and it was like writing like I want to say like 3-panel story, Oliver, or 5-panel.
Yeah, 4-panel story.
So I decided to write something. No, I remember it was like an alien abduction, but with narcos. So, you know me. And we submitted to the forum, and all of a sudden, the people in the forum say, "Oh, I like this story. The dialogues are really fresh. It's a cool way to tell what's going on and stuff like that." No, so I said, "Oh shit, so maybe I'm good." No. And then that's I always say that I became like a comic book writer as
By accident.
by accident, like a designated hitter, like hey, you go in and do your stuff. And then I started to like it, and I remember I bought some books and how to write and blah blah blah, and because I've all my life I've always been reading comic books, reading books, watching movies, so I knew more or less how to do it. And I've living in Juarez and moving around in the bus, using the urban transportation, the public transportation.
Yeah.
I would like to like observe people, hear what they were talking about, like really, really pay attention to the speech patterns, the vocabulary, stuff like that. So I implemented that, and as well my experiences in the streets. I mean, I'm not like a vago or like a hoodlum or no, but I've been around. I Oliver always criticized me that I wasted too much time, like going to parties, going to bars, and I say no, it was the experience to get me ready
It was
to.
it was research.
It was research.
Exactly.
So yeah, and then our first book was the Infestación, Oliver.
Yeah.
In 2006.
Seven.
2007.
2007. Yeah.
And that's how I became like the 656 comic book writer. And then we met Ray, and we fell in. It was love at first sight.
Oh, went to hell after that. Oh, I'm sorry. It was love at first sight. There you go.
So, is it kind of one of those things where Ray and Pancho collaborate and come up with develop a story, and then Oliver executes it visually?
Oliver draws?
It's a running gag, WyzGyz, that I still draw, but now I color, I letter, I pre-press, I edit. So there isn't time to draw now, but I will start drawing soon.
But yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's more like a brainstorming, and then we talk ideas, and then we come up with, and Oliver does the green light thing. Yeah, go ahead, or change this or change that, and then Ray or I write the script, and then maybe Darío or Javier or even Oliver will draw it. No.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we all kind of focus on our strengths. So if Pancho starts something and he needs help, then I'll step in and I'll help him, vice versa. You know, we try to make sure that what we're doing is fresh and it's strong, you know, strong writing and stuff like that. And of course, the same works with the art. You know, since Oliver has been drawing for such a long time, and the other guys that are in the crew also have been drawing for such a long time, they kind of like, you know, play off of each other's strengths and be like, hey, does this look right? Or do I need to thumbnail this different? Or, you know, is everything working as far as the pacing of the story? You know, stuff like that. So it's we try to make it very organic. We're not so much stuck on like, it's got to be this way and that's the way it's going to be, because we feel that kind of stifles the creative process. So that's where we come from as far as that.
Does that also mean that all of you combined are serve as editors of every book as well? So it goes through several passes of different eyes, different sets of eyes. Make sure you eliminate all, or as to the best of your ability, all misspelled words, grammatical errors, and continuity issues.
Definitely.
Yeah, for example, for Undead Border, since the original script is in Spanish, so we had to translate it, no? So Ray would get together with Pancho, no? And they'll discuss, well, what did you mean here, no? Because you just can't translate it literally, no? It has to be, you have to adapt. What's the word, Ray? Your fun word, the colloquialisms? All that?
Man, I can't even think of what usually I say. I mean, what Oli is saying is perfect though. It can't just be a straight translation because it loses a lot of the colloquialisms, a lot of a lot of the flow of the writer, and that's another thing too. I don't want to go in there and rewrite what he's already written. I need to go in there and make it seem like it's still his voice. But just make sure that it's in English, you know what I mean? And vice versa as well, you know, we don't want to rewrite each other. That's like doing the work twice. And not only that, but that's just that's not good show as far as admiring each other's work or, you know, having respect for each other's work. So we just got to make sure that everything flows. We pass it back and forth amongst each other and, make sure that that everything flows. Like this last one on Undead Border, oh my God, man. that was a beast to translate, especially this one part. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but there's a rap battle in the story, and it's written in Spanish. And rap in Spanish is way different than rap in English. So we have that. I have that going against me. And then on top of that, it's like it's not my rap. It's not my words. So I have to make sure that everything is translated and it continues the flow of the way that it's rapped in Spanish, but at the same time, it's conducive to what Pancho has already written. And that was just like, my God, man! I think I spent like a week on that, just trying to make sure that everything was on point. And when I was done, I was so nervous to give it back to him so he could go over it and tell me that it was okay. Because I'm a poet, don't get me wrong, but I cannot rhyme to save my life. So I'm like waiting for him to tell me like this is completely trash, or you need to work on this or something like that. So that's exactly what Oli's talking about as far as that. And make sure that everything flows, make sure everything stays organic.
Yeah, you did a good job, dude.
And also when I started lettering the comic book, Pancho would check on what we wrote, no, because I know it's much different reading the words when the book is lettered, no, with the artwork than just the white page, no, of the script. So that's when we can pick out like, oh, I guess he didn't get it right here, no. So we have to like rework it, rewrite it, and yeah, Pancho would come over and with his eraser check Ray's work, and I think we nailed it, no, Pancho?
Yeah, I think you guys gonna like it when it comes out. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
WyzGyz, I was gonna tell you that when we were publishing in Mexico in Spanish, we did have like a couple of editors outside our group to check out the spelling, check out the how do you say it, Ray? The syntax, the
Grammar.
The grammar, that it makes sense, the continuity and stuff like that. So yeah, because we didn't want to have flaws on that part, because it's important to not to check it yourself, but to have other people check it and see if it's really good or if it doesn't make sense and stuff like that. So yeah, and there were a couple of ladies. No, we had like 3 editors, and they were like involved with literature and the newspaper and stuff. So it was people that knew their business, no?
Nice. Yeah, I've heard from creators who, like, if they don't have several editors working with them, they'll look over their work for errors, and then they'll literally take a whole week or something of a break away from their product, and then come back to it with like fresher eyes, and do another pass over it, and if in some cases do the same and take another week-long break and take a look at it once again after that. So that's pretty sweet. So how did 656 Comics come to be, or what is the meaning behind 656 Comics?
Go for it, Pancho.
So when the Psicotica Comics breaks come along, we started like we sat down, Oliver and I, we sat down to like start like brainstorming for a new name, right? So we were like, Ghost Comics, no, and we started like thinking in names in Tarahumara. That's our native pueblo in Chihuahua. Something in Raramuri or Tarahumara, and we were like thinking, and what do we want to say? Oh, we have to be proud of Ciudad Juárez. It's the comic made in Juárez, no? So I don't know who came out with the 656, but so we can call 656 Comics. Oh, I like it. And 656 Comics is the number is just the area code for Juárez. The telephone code. So it just had like we had just like play with the numbers and stuff like that, and we have this subtext, the 656 comics, the comic made in Ciudad Juarez, and it was like we ran for it, we liked it, it was like catchy, and it's like almost 20 years now, no?
Mm.
Yeah, and everybody uses it now.
Yeah. So
ma-
here in Juarez, we have like 656 pizzas, 656 cafe, 656 magazine,
cafe.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a running joke because when people see us, oh, you open a cafe? Oh my God, so you're doing real good. Oh, you open this, and all this. We're comics, just 656 comics. That's it.
The original 656.
The original 656, yeah.
So then you promptly sued all of them out of existence and then acquired their businesses, and
Yeah.
now you truly do coffee and.
But it's funny. It's funny because it's funny because people really think it's ours, no? Because of the number. So it's kind of cool, but I don't want to be kidnapped.
No, they think that we're 656 members in the group.
Wow.
Man, you got 656 comic book artists, writers, and letters.
Yeah.
Merge all together, 656 conglomerate.
Conglomerate. There you go. That makes sense. When I first heard about 6x6, I always thought it was like one step below hell because it was 666, right? So I was like, oh, these guys are one step below. I thought it was really cool, man. And then I go to find out that it's the area code, and I'm like, what?
That's not cool at all.
Yeah.
It just dashed away your dreams and.
And then over here on this side of the border, and we were Dead Tree Comics. That's what we call ourselves. Then everybody started leaving Dead Tree Comics and doing their own thing. And I kind of was just like, well, what do I do now? And then 656 are like, well, we're going to absorb you. And they just kind of absorbed me into 656 Comics. So.
Forced acquisition.
Pretty much. That's what it seemed like.
One step below it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. One step below. That is correct. Yeah.
There he is. Oh, man. Yeah, it's kind of a running joke with me and my family when if you go to like some grocery stores, you'll see Wyman's blueberries in the frozen fruit section. And it's in no way related to me.
It's in no way related. I'm like,
otherwise I'd have plenty of money to back all these Comicsgate projects.
Man.
With my blueberries empire.
Blueberries are expensive over here, man.
Oh,
They're tasty, man. They're we don't get them very often over here either.
Oh yeah. How long has the idea behind Cryptidnals come about? I mean, has it been something in the back of your minds for the longest time, and you finally decided to execute on it?
Cryptidnals story is very long. I started working on this.
We got 2 hours, Ray.
I know, huh? I started working on this in like 2017. Like I came up with this great idea that I thought was a great idea, of course, because I wrote it. To do this comic book about cryptids fighting other monsters. And at first, the first thing that popped into my head was doing like the X-Men. And I'm like, no, that's been done to death. So I went like completely in a different direction and made it more of a horror book. So it's like the X-Men, but with horror instead of action and adventure. And it's more a disturbing horror as well. And so I started writing the story about how there's this secret war of cryptids going on, a secret war of monsters going on in the world, and nobody knows about it. And what these cryptids are trying to do is prevent the total destruction of this reality of Earth. but I didn't want it to be like tongue-in-cheekish, like comedic or anything like that. I wanted it to be kind of serious because a lot of the legends, a lot of the cryptids that I was familiar with were scary. They weren't. There's nothing funny about them, especially in this area. It seems like this area is very full of this folklore, these legends, these monsters. That I mean, even if you step outside the door, that they'll take you and they'll kill you or do nasty things to you, destroy your soul or whatever you want to call it. And I started working on this script, and as soon as I started working on it, I had an artist in mind to draw it. And I asked that artist, like, hey, you want to draw this? And then they were like, no, not really. No, I'm kind of busy right now. So I'm like, fuck. So there was this other artist that I would never even think of approaching before that worked with 656 Comics. And he's like the workhorse of 656. His art is beautiful. We call him the maestro because his work is impeccable. And I loved his work, but I would never, ever think of approaching him with a project unless I was sure of it, that he would like it and he would want to draw it. And I pitched it to these guys, and I asked them, like, hey, I had this other artist in mind. He said no. Do you think that Dario would draw it? And they're like, man, I don't know. Why don't you ask him? And I was really, really scared to ask to see if he wanted to draw it. But finally, I got the courage up, and I'm like, hey, man, I want you to draw this. He's like, what is it about? And I told him the pitch, it's monsters. And that's all it took. He's like, monsters? Awesome, I'm in. And he just like was all in. And so what ended up happening is we worked really hard on a 6-page pitch that I wanted to send to your clone, to Peter Samedi, in Alterna Press.
Dude.
And I wanted to do that, but when we got the pitch together, we worked on it really hard. Oliver came in, colored it, or no, he didn't color it. Not yet.
I didn't do anything there.
He didn't do anything with that one. It was just me and Dario and my friend Justin. He lettered it as well. And we're like, okay, we're set. I got everything together. It took me like 3 months to get everything together to the point where I really wanted to pitch it seriously. And I sent it to Peter. I sent it because I thought that Alterna would be a good fit for it. And right when I sent it to him, that weekend is when he got what is it called? What do you call it?
Swatted.
Yeah, he got swatted. That was the first time that he got swatted, and he was like, it broke him, and I was like, fuck, man, that sucks. I mean, it sucks on the level that this man that loves comics got his shit fucked up by these people that don't give a shit. But at the same time, it sucks because I just sent him a pitch that I was so sure of that he was going to get and approve, and now it's in limbo. Everything got thrown into disarray. So I waited. I didn't rush about it. I wasn't going to be a dick about it and be like, hey, okay, I know this shit's happening to you, but did you read my script? Did you read my book? And it kind of like took back seat after a while because of the situation that he was in. So I just left it alone, and I didn't bring it up, and just left it alone. And I started talking to Peter, just to be friendly and just to show him some support. And at the same time, I started talking to these guys more in depthly about the book and what I wanted to do with it and the idea behind it. And they're like, hey, man, I don't think anything like this has ever been done. This is a very unique story, what you want to do. So why don't we just do it ourselves? And that's where we went from there. And I told Dario, like, dude, I know what you can do, because the first pass that we did, it wasn't these guys said, it wasn't everything that it should have been. What is that?
There it is.
Eraser.
Oh, and yeah, there you go. He was.
But Imega Art remembers the story, Ray.
There you go. You approach that artist and you ask him to drop a book and the quantity of a seal.
No, dude. Yeah. When I saw these pages, I said, Ray, this is not good, man. This is not Alterna worthy. Not even 656 Comics worthy.
Wow. I've said that before.
No es bueno.
Just cut me real deep right there, man. What the?
Because Ray always talked about, Cryptidnals is gonna be spooky, very atmospheric, very Junjiito, Uzumaki, all that stuff. And when I saw the artwork, and I said, no, dude, nothing of that is reflected here. So we gotta rework it, man.
Erase and rewind. Huh?
Yes, exactly. So we went back. We went back to the
crumble it
well,
up
man.
and throw it to the trash.
We went back to the well. We're like, you know what? Let's just start over. I told Dario, like, let's just start over. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, you know what? Cut loose, man. Cut loose. This is what I want to do. And I explained to him, like, you know, a lot of Gustave Doré, a lot of Junji Ito, that kind of creepiness kind of thing. And I was so persistent on it being in color. And Oli actually talked me down. He's like, no, it has to be in black and white. If you want Dario to be at his best, then you have to do it in black and white.
Yeah, and you forget to mention that you told Dario. And oh, by the way, Oliver is gonna be supervising the project.
Pretty much, man. With his big eraser engine.
WyzGyz, in the private chat, there's a link with pages if you want to show them.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, so you could see it. Yeah, it was kind of like a Dragon Ball fight with me and Ray discussing the color. I want it in color. No, we were struggling. Like, you know.
Yeah, I was like, it has to be a color. He's like, you're stupid. It's not going to be in color. Like, what do you mean I'm stupid? You're stupid. And you know, just
it was like a power fight. No.
Yeah.
The Powerball was like, no, yes. No.
And he finally talked me down, and it was the best fucking like decision I agreed with, because Dario just, oh my god, man, like even now just looking at the pages, I'm afraid, and I'm gonna be totally honest, I'm afraid to do the campaign because I know that those pages are gonna be up for sale, and I want all the pages for myself. So it's that good. And this is the cover right here for the Cryptidnals, drawn by Dario and colored by Red Garcia.
Yeah.
And then the pages follow from there if you want to check them out.
Nice. Oh, so all right, this might be a silly, stupid question, but is cryptid basically another name for monster? Generic term for monster?
It is and it isn't. It's a cryptid is supposed to be an animal or creature that science does not recognize as real, but it exists. So, and then the word Cryptidnals is a play on words a little bit. The way that I saw it is these monsters are ostracized. These cryptids are ostracized by society. Society doesn't understand them. They're treated like criminals, even though they've never done anything. So I put the two words together of cryptids and criminals, and it came up with the Cryptidnals.
Ah, I gotcha.
It was very hard to pronounce when we first heard about that. Even writing it, man, typing it, that's a hard word to type.
It's a hard word to type.
But it's unique, so
that's what we're doing something unique. So, and these are some of the pages from the book itself. It's going to be about 100 plus pages.
Wow.
These are some of the pages right here. It's supposed to be 4 issues. So,
wait, it's 4 issues combined into one volume?
Yeah.
Yes, it's 4 issues combined into one volume. And I take the liberty of, when I write, I try to make it between 24 to 32 pages per issue. So These guys are like, it's not a, you know, a comic book's supposed to be 20 pages. I'm like, no, not here. I don't think so. You know, I'm going to make it worth your while. And just Dario went with it from there, man. It's just, he's been nailing it. And this is the pages that are shown in the trailer.
So the interiors are all black and white.
Yes,
yeah.
The interiors are all black and white.
And they're all traditional too.
Traditional, yeah. He's been drawing them in 11 by 17, so.
Oh, is that right? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I'm saying, like, once this goes live, those pictures are going to be up for sale, and I'm like, no, I want them.
I was gonna say, man, what's trippy is it looks like a style that resembles etching or wood carving, and oh man, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's been at it. He's currently working on issue 2, so issue 2 is already being worked on. But issue 1 is done, so we just need a few more issues to go. We need about 3 more issues to go. So
let me see. No more locked doors.
no more locked doors.
Butt eating Bigfoot? What the heck? No boy.
Yeah, there's a Oli's the one that's talking about it all the time.
You need to sell those pages or Cyrena will get angry, Ray. Remember, happy life, happy life.
It's true. Actually,
that's a fact.
It's true. Serena will be like, you better sell those pages.
You have your backer's address. You people are good at squeezing, though. And
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Can't believe it, man. Especially now that wall's coming down. Shit.
Oh, man. Wow, that's going to be epic. I think I said 4 inches. Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, El Chupacabra are all cryptids.
Yes, sir. And they all make an appearance in the book in some way, shape, or form.
Ah.
So 0 copy.
0 copies.
We're discussing probably an art show with all these pages once we launch the campaign, no, Ray? But hopefully, if COVID permitting, we can do that this year.
Oh man! Taking a big old bite.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
That character right there is a very interesting character. It's native to this area of the country. His name is the Man Dog, and what he's a cursed Texas Ranger that was cursed by the local natives to wander the earth like a dog because he committed this crime against their tribe. So he's still a Texas Ranger, but he's trapped in the body of this man, this dog. But like he has his pistols, he has a cowboy hat, and this is a cryptid that has been spotted in a little suburb of El Paso called San Elizario, Texas, and it's a very interesting story, man. Like, that guy by himself is an interesting character. He's kind of like the Wolverine, I guess you could say, of the team, if you want to call it a team.
Huh.
That's a badass panel there, man.
Yeah.
And just to further the curse, every time because he has these 2 pistols, and they're I don't want to say magical. They're kind of like I guess cursed as well. So all he wants to do is get redemption for himself for the thing that he did, in order so he can be a man once again, and he can just die. He just wants to die because he's his time has passed. He's been around for about, I think the Salt Wars happened in 18 something rather, 1840 something, and he's been around since that time, and he just wants to die. And every time he uses those pistols, the pistols are capable of killing any cryptid, any monster. But every time he uses them, he reverts to human form. So he's vulnerable to death. So, but the thing is, since he's vulnerable, if he dies and he hasn't been redeemed, he's cursed. He's still cursed. So he doesn't get any redemption. He doesn't find any salvation. And that's part of the legend as well.
Oh, man. So he's more or less immortal.
Yeah, he's more or less immortal unless he uses the pistol. But if he dies, he's pretty much fucked twice, I guess you could say.
Oh, wow. No peace in that life.
Exactly.
Wow. And does he use you said it's traditional.
It's not Ray. It's not the Dogman, right? It's different from the Dogman from Michigan.
It's the Man Dog. It's there's only one. It's funny because like Wolverine says, there's only one of me. I'm the best there's ever been. The Man Dog kind of says the same thing. He's kind of like, yeah, I'm the only one. I'm not a dog man. I'm a man dog. I'm the only one. Not to be confused with John Candy in Spaceballs as a mod.
Or a werewolf, no?
Or a werewolf. Yeah, he's not a werewolf either.
Lorenzo Sleestack, not familiar with the dog man.
The dog man.
Just another werewolf.
Mhm.
There's a Dogman store in Michigan too. That's interesting. Oh yeah, you responded to that one.
Yeah, the Dogman is the one in Michigan. There's like a tribe of these things that have been around for a very long time, but they're very feral and they're animalistic. They don't. They're kind of like werewolves, I guess you could say, and they attack people that go into the woods around Michigan. The Michigan Dogman, that's what he's called.
Okay. Hasn't heard the legend.
Oh man, don't go into the woods. Don't go into the woods.
Yeah, really. How does he buy his clothes? Does he steal them from the poor Mexicans?
he
She got
gets close to the corpses of his enemies, and then he takes what he needs and stuff. Not really.
They've gone plaid.
They've gone plaid.
Michigan, always trying to be special. You said it's done traditionally 11 by 17. Are these literally? Is this like a quill and ink style, or is it using like pens? Actual.
I believe it is dip pins, quill, all that
Give me 1
traditional,
second, I have to
really
check on something.
traditional,
Keep talking, guys.
really traditional art supplies, no?
Whoa.
And I think he uses a red pencil to just lay out the basic forms, no, and goes in with the ink.
Whoa. Yeah, this is a vicious fight scene.
Yeah, those are. Looking at them physically, it's very impressive. It's his best work, man.
That's pretty cool, man. The time it takes to draw those lines. Wow.
I think it takes like all day, no? Pancho, you said something like that?
Yeah, he was saying a day to finish them.
Yeah.
A day per page?
Yep. Well, actually, it's really like fast, no?
It sounds pretty fast.
Yep.
Especially if he's able to knock out a few pages a week.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of it.
Yeah, that's the end of the preview.
Wow, that's cool, man. Look at that. All this detail. Dynamic poses and lots of action.
And the cool thing is that there isn't any. Well, maybe he said this. Ray said that there aren't any main characters, only monsters. Right, Ray?
Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Isn't that what you said? That there aren't any human main characters, just monsters.
Yes, just the monsters. I mean, they pass for human, but in actuality, they're not human. They're cryptids. They're monsters. There's things that exist outside of humanity. Kind of like La Llorona. La Llorona is a perfect example of that. I don't know if you're familiar with La Llorona, WyzGyz.
I only heard about it when there was talk about it in like in some YouTube videos. Like I watched Grace Randolph, and she mentioned that they made a movie about it, I guess. But I never really researched it, looked into it much. Tell me more about that.
So La Llorona, and Pancho can attest to this, and Oli as well. La Llorona is cryptid. That it's something that's used like the boogeyman to scare kids when they're very young. Like when we were kids, I'm sure that you guys as well. My grandmother, my mother, they would scare us with this legend of this lady that murdered her children, drowned them in the river, and then regretted it and tried to kill herself. But she was rejected. Death rejected her, so she was cursed to wander the land searching for her children. And it's kind of like it's a banshee, basically, is what she is. But it's a special circumstance of her murdering her children and trying to to kill herself in order to atone for what she did. in all of Mexican folklore and all the stories that we've heard about La Llorona, she's always portrayed as this maleficent or this evil entity that that there's no way that you can bargain with her. She's gonna do what she does. She's gonna come at you and she's gonna take your kids and drown them in the river. So that's why she's the go-to boogeyman when we're kids. You know, if you're out too late, La Llorona's gonna show up and take you and drown you and kill you. If you're out doing something you're not supposed to be doing, La Llorona's gonna show up and you know. And there's a ton of YouTube videos as well that show, especially in Mexico, like people at night walking around and they hear like wailing and they freak out and they're like, oh my God, it's La Llorona. So she's like, you know, this big bad boogeyman. Now the thing about it is there's this stigma about her that's all she's ever been portrayed as, you know, evil, a woman scorned, a woman that murdered her children. And I'm trying to, with the story of the Cryptidnals, I'm trying to change that view of her. And it's never been done before that I know of, where she's portrayed as a hero, where she's portrayed as a source of good, or rather a source of what's right and justice, than, you know, in other media that has shown her, especially in the movie. I don't know if you saw the movie or not, but she's shown like this really big bad, evil woman that you know, she looks like a banshee. Of course, she comes out like at you like a ghost and stuff. And so we're trying to change that stigma with the Cryptidnals and giving an explanation as to why she's seen the way that she's seen and what her actions are and stuff like that. So that's a big thing that we've been pushing as well, because that's never been done before in any story that I've heard. I don't know about Oli and Pancho, if they can attest to that as well, but that's something that we're working on.
Is she the one there? Fake YouTube videos of a screaming crackhead looking woman?
Probably.
Yes, sir,
man.
Gargoyle.
Anyway, she sounds like every hair hatred hooligan in the States.
Every hatred hooligan in the U.S. is possible.
There's
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say that there's a lot of TikTok videos of not of La Llorona, but of witches, brujas, like bruja sightings all over Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, it's really trippy because I mean they could be fake, no, but it's still kind of spooky that some guys would like travel through the woods and see like a little altar and shit, and they get scared. Oh man, it's probably a bruja here or somewhere. Oh yeah, look, here it is, and they like run, chase after her and shit, and throw rocks at her and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
So the oops.
I'm sorry.
We have
Kind
a
of
guest.
froze a little bit for me. I'm sorry. Anyway.
What we were saying, Ray?
No, I was just gonna say, like, that's something that I've noticed a lot lately as well. Like all this stuff, especially with, you know, like YouTube and, you know, all the paranormal sites that are on YouTube, all the paranormal channels. They show a lot of cryptids, a lot of ghosts encounters and demonic stuff. And I think it's a really, really good time to be putting out this type of book, especially with all this stuff, you know, that the media has been showing, because it's, I don't know, it feels, it's like a different time. Like 10 years ago, I would never have thought of doing a book like this, because back then, you know, it was all about MCU and you know, the Marvel way and Captain America and blah blah blah. But now it seems like a really, really good time to put out this type of book.
So are you guys considering, as part of like your campaign, to drop links in these various YouTube and TikTok videos, drop in a comment saying, if you like this, check out the Cryptidnals now live on Indiegogo?
Ray's working on his own TikTok. He's doing like videos on cryptids and creepypasta. So you're waiting to gather a lot of followers, no, before you start plugging the campaign.
Yeah,
no?
man, those things are like hotcakes, dude. Like you can't stop from selling them, and it's pretty fun. Like the TikTok is starting to take off now. The Facebook page as well, as far as the Cryptidnals. It's nothing but content right now. I mean, it's mentioning the book, of course, but also giving you some sort of content as far as cryptids and monsters and Llorona sightings or Bruja sightings and stuff, and shadow people and stuff like that, just to build up that atmosphere and build up that community that will follow us once we go live. Like build the platform, make sure that people like what you're doing, and find those like-minded people that love your stuff so that they'll follow you and help you produce your book.
And so Llorona is, so she's trying to atone for her sins of killing her children. So how on earth is she expected to find her children in the afterlife?
See, that's part of the story as well for the Cryptidnals. And once again, I don't want to give away too much, but
right, yeah, don't no spoilers.
Let's just say this much: she's so focused that she's not focused. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
No.
No, like she's so focused on the fact that she's lost something that she's not focused on trying to get it back. But it'll be revealed in the book, of course.
I'm not sure if it's a fair comparison, but I'm kind of imagining. Oh shoot, what's the name of the movie now? Dang it! There's a Bruce Willis movie where he interacts. It's got that famous line, "I see dead people."
Oh, The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, Sixth Sense. Yeah, thank you. And he goes through the whole movie. Spoiler alert. And only to find out in the end that he's like a ghost spirit. And all this time he thought he was just living another normal day in his life. Pretty trippy. And it's also along the same lines as that. There's this other movie with Julianne Moore, and she lives in a big near empty house with her kids, and similar situation.
No, it's not Julian Moore. It's it's the others. No, that's the.
Was it not Julianne Moore? Or was
no, it's forget her name. Let me.
Actress, but yeah, the others. Those are trippy.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yes, you got it.
Oh, okay, I know what you're. Yeah, okay, I remember now. I don't want to give away that movie either, but yeah, that's a trippy movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Kidman.
It's really fascinating.
What was Pancho saying?
I'm not sure. It sounded like roboting. Oh no!
Frozen.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, he's back.
You see his face like in a spot, and then he changes over.
He's teleporting. He's a night crawler.
Yeah.
The Fresno night crawler. There you go.
We started talking about it's weird.
There we go.
Another freeze frame.
What's wrong, Pancho?
He just keeps freezing. My God, somebody help him.
You started talking about La Llorona, and I'm starting to have problem with the computer, dude. It's scary, man.
You're inside the house. You're okay as long as you don't go outside.
And there's like the void of darkness behind you too, man.
Oh.
They're here.
What I was going to mention also about the Cryptidnals book is, we're gathering all these big bads together to confront something that's bigger than them, and that's the other half of the book. So originally, the way that I pitched the book to these guys was going to be cryptids versus creepypastas. Creepypastas are something that's very new but very old at the same time, and it kind of like has captured the imagination of a lot of people. So I wanted to put these things that have no explanation. They're pretty much the main thing that is against the Cryptidnals. There's like the black-eyed kids, and I think someone in the chat had mentioned the black-eyed kids. There's the rake, which you see the man dog, confronting. And also, the main creepypasta of all of them is the Slender Man. But we don't use that name. We use another thing that's kind of similar to it called El Ñango, which is kind of I don't know if it's hard to pronounce or not. But
Ñango?
Ñango with the Mexican N.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the main villain of the Cryptidnals. There are these things called tulpas, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with like metaphysics and stuff like that. But what a tulpa is, it's a thought that has manifested itself into reality because enough people believe in it. So, for example, black-eyed kids, enough people believe in the fact that these things exist that they have manifested themselves, and now. You hear stories about black-eyed kids. They come to your door and they knock on the door and they say, "Let us in." What's the story with that? Why is that going on? Or the rake. The rake is the same thing. People think that it's a skinwalker. People think that it's a Wendigo, but it's its own thing. It's the rake. And these creepypastas have surfaced on the internet for a while now, and they have become tulpas. They have become something that has crossed over into reality, and people see them in their everyday life. And that's what the Cryptidnals are trying to stop from destroying reality, which is these tulpas. And the main one of them all, which is El Ñango, it's the one that's controlling everything. But there's, of course, there's always an ulterior motive for it, and that's part of the story as well.
Huh. Wow. What do we have here? I'm married to a bruja.
Yes. You told me that.
Lol, the reeing lady. I was a good movie. She buys sage in a spray can and holy water in spray bottles.
Yeah, he sent me those pictures, and yeah, that's trippy.
Next on TikTok, WyzGyz. There must be a blue-haired land whale near.
Okay.
Yeah, black-eyed children. Check out the YouTube channel Post Content. It's actually called Post Content.
Post Content.
Her focus has driven her insane. The others are a great movie. He's bamfing all over the place. Yeah,
that's Pancho there.
Yeah. Creepypastas are just internet horror stories. There's very little, if anything, separating them from regular horror. Well, that's what I was curious about. I've heard about creepypastas, but I never really had a clear understanding on what it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys checked out the channel Mort? It's animated short horror stories. Oh,
not yet, but I have it here on my browser already opened.
Yeah.
The creepypasta that got me hooked was Ben Drowned. I don't know if you heard that one, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a haunted Majora's Mask N64 cart.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's pretty cool because it's very immersive because the creator wrote the story in text, and then whenever he played the game would glitch out or have like strange glitches and dialogues. He would post the actual video on YouTube. So whenever you arrive to that part, there was a YouTube link, and you open it and you would see everything you described, and it was really, really creepy. And it's good, but at the moment you felt that the writer kind of like didn't know what to do next, so he just added more stuff to it, and you kind of lost focus. But I think the best part was when he was when he was playing the game. So that's really interesting.
Now, what is the game he was playing?
Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
For the N64.
And it was glitching out at certain.
Yeah, it was glitching out. Some things would appear that wasn't part of the game, and the character called the Mask Keeper. I forget that he would talk to you directly, and it was really creepy.
Oh dang!
Even the game by itself is creepy as hell, but now adding that element the creepypasta element, it takes it to another level.
Wow.
So yeah, it's that was my favorite one, and you know the rest, no Rake, the Slenderman,
Rake.
Just the Killer,
The Killer,
Smile
Dog, you
and
know,
all that.
everybody knows Smile Dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's where it started from. Like, I have a friend he's a paranormal investigator, and
Wow.
he would tell me, you know, there's stuff that does happen. If people believe enough in something, they'll make it a reality. It'll manifest itself. It may not be something that's I guess substantial, like something that you can actually touch, but it'll be there, you know, and it'll have everything that comes along with a hallucination, where it has audio and, you know, visual, but you won't be able to touch it like a ghost and stuff like that. And he's told me that he's seen a few things here and there, or back in the day when, you know, I would speak to him. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but he would tell me that, you know, these things do come into being, because the mind is a very, very powerful thing. And although it may just be a horror story, you know, on YouTube or on the internet, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist somewhere, or in someone's eye, in mind's eye, it doesn't exist. So that's a little bit creepier to think right there.
True. Yeah, Ben Drowned is a long one.
Yeah.
A guy called Nextpo made a movie about that story. It's really good.
Next poem.
Next one, we'll check it out.
There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna check out. Gargoyle.
I know, man.
There's a 30-minute vid on it, and Ben Drowned is supposed to be an augmented reality story.
Oh,
Wow. I was just going to send me the link. Wow. Is it pronounced WyzGyz or?
Yeah, WyzGyz from Earthbound. Yeah, that's a villain of a video game, a Super Nintendo game RPG called Earthbound.
Oh, all right.
It's an alien. It looks like an embryo. It's really, really creepy.
Oh.
It's the final boss of the game.
Oh, man.
really?
For a second there, I thought it was a reference to Narwhal's book, because I thought he did a book called Earthbound.
Yeah, that's the thing that people were giving him crap. No, they're trying to contact Nintendo. Hey, there's a guy with yeah, I remember those days. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a guy from CG that has a book called Earthbound. Are you gonna do something about it? Obviously, Nintendo didn't give a crap. So.
Oh, man. Did you see Pancho's comment on the chat?
But Mexican internet got scared.
Oh man. There it is.
Francisco Arce.
Mm-hmm.
My Mexican internet got scared. Don't forget Jeff the Killer.
Jeff the Killer. Remember that one?
I would. Sometimes I would click on links put on Facebook, like, oh, spoilers of the new show or whatever, and it was a image of Jeff the Killer.
Oh,
with loud music and oh shit. that
like
picture's not very, very pretty, man. It's very haunting.
Oh dang.
Oh man. I was gonna ask WyzGyz if you want to play the trailer, we could check that out. So
yeah, definitely. Definitely wanted to get to that here. Symbols can be extremely powerful psychologically. Giga's ethereal form is a deformed embryo. Jump scare vids.
That's by the way, that Earthbound game is very, very rare, very sought after.
Is it?
Very expensive, and luckily I have a copy.
Did you say it was made for the N64?
No, Super Nintendo.
Nintendo. Okay.
Yeah, it was the first Super Nintendo.
That's a platform I never got. I went from NES 8-bit console to Atari Jaguar.
oh wow, that's a jump.
That's very interesting.
and then after the fact, I picked up a PS2 because it has such a huge selection of games.
Yeah, man, PS2.
I have a bunch of PS2 games I have not played in such a long time. It's not even funny, man. Just sitting
PS2
here,
and PS1, man, those are classic
pretty much, man. I have
classic
Fable,
library, man.
Legacy
Oh,
of
yeah.
Kain, Demon Stone, the Def Jam.
Def Jam.
Sometimes they're such cool games that I want to play, but I don't want to sink the time into playing it. So instead,
Oh shit, yeah.
instead I go to YouTube and watch the either the playthrough or where people take the time to record all the cutscenes. So you see all the storyline all turned into one compact movie.
I think like you, but if there's a new Dark Souls game, I'm gonna invest the time.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Well, one game. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, but yeah, lately, Dominic bought a Nintendo Switch, my brother, and I've been buying pure retro games because those are very easy. You don't have to invest a lot of time.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, you can sit down and play a stage, and okay, but go back to work.
The
I just been Ocarina of Time, man. I missed that one. Like, I wish I had an N64 just for that game. You know, that was like my favorite.
They're talking about remaking it for the Switch, though.
oh my gosh!
I heard. So
Wow.
wait a bit.
Well, good thing Serena has a subscription on the Switch, so oh yeah, I'll get it.
That would be killer because that was a popular game for people. That really, upped the stakes for the Legend of Zelda property.
The music, man, like it's all nostalgia when I listen to that music.
Isn't the newest one like Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's which one's the other one? The Game Boy remake. Link's Awakening. Yeah, that's the one that looks kind of cartoonish. That's a cool one. Imega says that if we played the new demo for Resident Evil 8, I don't have a PS5, dude. So when it hits on Steam, I'll download it and.
Is that the one that they were talking about? Like I saw memes about it that people were like, "Oh my god, I get to fight a 9-foot tall vampire MILF."
Yeah, it's if anyone played Resident Evil 4, it's basically that, but in first-person view.
Oh, really?
It has the same elements.
That was a creepy, dude. Resident Evil 4 was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
I hated that game.
Yeah, I was on the fence, but now that I saw the what was it? Yesterday they did a showcase of the game, and yeah, I'm hooked. I'm gonna buy it.
You're down?
I'm
down.
Cool.
But I gotta finish the books first before playing it, though.
Yeah.
So you got a reference. There are some games that I will invest time in. Like for the longest time, I was into World of Warcraft. Well, even before that, I was playing a lot of Unreal Tournament and Doom.
Nice.
But now nowadays I play Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars.
Oh, cool.
That's a lot of fun.
Which part is it? The first part or the second part? Or
Well,
is it,
I enjoy both. I think that story-wise, that the first one is better, but I have a lot of fun with both. So I've actually, this is a rarity for me, but I've actually passed the game because there's very few games I've ever played through till I could pass it at the end. But I did everything I could to be as good as possible, be a good Jedi. Once I pass it, then I go back and replay as evil as I can be and as Sith.
It's something I can get into, man. Playing as the evil guy or the bad guy, because I when I played Red Dead Redemption, there's like the you can play it as a bandit, no, or as a hero. I played it straight as a hero. I couldn't shoot people in their face just because, or in GTA, right? I mean, I can't do. Although some people in GTA deserve it because almost all the NPCs are assholes. I mean, they do deserve to get their teeth knocked in, but yeah, not for me, guys.
Oh my gosh. Welcome, Luisa Bustamante.
Oh, Lisa.
What's up, guys?
Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa. There she is.
Thank you.
Cool.
Hi, everyone. Virtual hug, virtual hug, virtual hug. There is very cool psychological thriller game called Visage or Visage, or is the spiritual successor of PT.
Silent Hill, yeah.
Oh,
The Silent Hill game that wasn't made.
damn, dude.
Wait, what
the
is?
only game that's ever gotten my attention, the only game that, like, to this day, I'm waiting for a PS2 so I can play it, is Shadow of the Colossus. That's it.
I never played that one, but it does look awesome.
My God, dude, it's just nothing but like riding your horse until you find a monster and then climbing the monster and trying to kill it. That's
But don't you have a PS3, Ray? You can
yeah,
get
but
it for a PS3.
it's not backwards compatible.
No, but there's a HD upgrade of that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea, dude. I haven't played any games. The last game that I bought is still sitting here, and that was The Last of Us for PS3.
Oh, the first
really?
one, right? Just the first game, the original one.
And I still haven't even opened it, dude. It's still in its packaging. Like, I haven't.
You should look for that game before it they goes out of stock, no, out of print or whatever. Because those games are gonna get pricey sooner or later.
Oh yeah, man.
All the physical media.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. I'm a big fan of physical media still.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check out this trailer, shall we?
Oh yeah. We got talking about video games. Let's check out the trailer. And if you guys in the chat haven't seen the trailer, put up your volume.
The veil between realities is thin. Sometimes we catch glimpses of a world we were never meant to see.
Yes, hello. I need help. I can hear it. Its eyes, they're glowing. Oh my God, what is that? Please, someone help me!
Monsters are real, waiting in the shadows to rend our flesh and devour our souls. But not all darkness is as it seems. The Cryptidnals.
That's cool.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Who put that together?
That was Dominic.
That was Dominic, my brother. He's handy with After Effects, so he does all our trailers. He also did it for Undead Border and Escape or Die. So yeah.
Nice. Were Undead Border and Escape or Die also Indiegogo campaigns?
Yeah, it was our first campaign. It was our first foray into the crowdfunding business, and our first book that was funded by CG, CG people and other indie supporters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're still working on that, guys. Don't worry, it will be out. We're working hard on it.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to get it out before we actually launch Cryptidnals. So
yeah,
it's coming up very, very soon. So we're thinking about launching Cryptidnals hopefully by the beginning of March. So Undead Border should be out by then. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's see here. Some advice. Don't get The Last of Us 2. Man. That got green. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver can be downloaded on PS3.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Do you remember the first Legacy of Kain? I don't remember what it was. Was it called Legacy of Kain? Well, it was it wasn't so much a side scroller, but it was like you could move around the map. That game was like screwed up, man. Do you remember that one, Obi?
No.
No.
I remember Soul Reaver. That's the game I saw when we played the PS1, but not the first one, Legacy of Kain.
Oh, okay.
I remember the name, but that's all.
Yeah.
Love that freaking trailer. Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome. hearts and applause. You should play the Undead Border trailer just for old time's sake.
You should. You should play it. Is it still active?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm trying to remember the pitch, but I can't remember the pitch.
In 2006, 656 Comics unleashed Infestación.
Infestación.
It became the only Latino zombie comic of its time. Now, 656 Comics brings us the most intensely shocking graphic novel experience of all time. Undead Border. Escape or die. The border is overrun by the living dead, and the only option is to escape or die. 656 Comics brings back the dead.
That's so cool. I love all those effects where you get the background and the foreground moving at different speeds, and it feels like animation. Well, it is in a sense a kind of animation in its own right, and it adds for a lot of interest. It's pretty engaging and it's fun.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Those who sign up early get a free enamel pin. That's nice. Is it a secret, or can you share what the enamel pin will be? Is it like
we haven't decided on the design yet, so it's still under wraps.
Yeah, there's a few designs, and we're like, man, we want to do them all. And I think one of the perks is going to be the other designs for the enamel pin. We have a few things that we want to do with this campaign that I don't believe have ever been done in any other CG or Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. And I myself, this is my personal opinion, of course, but I myself think that once we do it, it's going to catch on, and a lot of other crowdfunding campaigns are going to start emulating it, which is not a big deal, which is kind of like cool. I think that would be awesome.
Just remember who did it first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to make it kind of like more immersive, not so much an augmented reality thing, but just immerse yourself in the book and in the world that we're trying to create, of course, so that you get more bang for your buck. You get a full experience, and it's something that you can come back to us for our next campaign, because we're aiming to please the people that believe in our stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you could even do something similar to Shane Davis on his campaign, Starlight Cats, where he made available in one of his tiers a set of pins.
The enamel pin set, yeah.
I think he did a set of 4, unless it was 6, but I think it was 4. Don't remember off the top of my head, but he did release several pins. You had to get the right tier to take advantage of it, though. Balzette had the Legacy of Kane on PC. It was top-down view like Diablo, like 3.
There you go. That's the one I was talking about. That thing is crazy.
Ah, gotcha. Love this trailer in 2006. Double cop.
That was Ray, by the way, the voiceover.
Ah.
Yeah. I did the voiceover for both trailers, for this one and for the Cryptidnals trailer as well.
Yeah, I meant to ask, who's your voiceover talent? Who did the female voice?
That was Ray too.
That was my lovely assistant, Serena, who did the female voice. Thank you so much for that.
Ah, awesome. Good job on that. Enamel pin set. We want the Cryptidnals to be a complete experience. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Definitely.
Get in on that Switch game development. There you go. Cryptidnals. the game now on Switch.
That would be
That'd be
awesome.
awesome. Tell Dominic. Vámonos, let's go.
There you
We do know people that do video games, but we need the capital first.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that would, you know what I would think would be trippy if you license the Unreal Engine, like
Yeah.
Unreal 4. Supposedly, it's free to download, but if you make a product for intents on selling,
You have to use their logo.
yeah, and then they get a cut of the profits. But it's supposedly an easier way to enter the market than, let's say, you went into the ID engine for Quake and Doom. But I could see, you know, like a first-person shooter of the Cryptidnals. That'd be a trip.
That'd be awesome, man. I wouldn't mind that. And you know what, Oli? Stimulus Part 2 is coming up pretty soon, so we might want to look into that. You never know.
You need to pay the deal first.
Yeah, of course. You know, we need to pay the artist. Of course, but we'll make it up in the back. You know, once we get the video game going, like WyzGyz is saying.
Actually, we know a lot of people. We know the creator of Owlboy, but he's very expensive.
Oh,
It's a big game for a big indie game back in the day, like 5 years ago. So yeah, but those Norway game developers are very expensive. So they tell me. But yeah.
Dineros for the juegos.
For the money for the games, dineros for the juegos.
Awesome stuff. Man, this looks good. Yeah.
It's the dream, man. Video games, animation.
Don't forget toys.
Toys, yeah.
Oh, are you guys looking into that eventually? Having Cryptidnals action figures?
I have a few customs that I want to give up for the campaign as well, based on some of the characters from the Cryptidnals.
We got approached by some Chinese company. They'll make our figures, but we haven't decided on when to submit. But they're pretty cheap. Even the vinyl toys that I want to make vinyl toys. So,
you want to make what?
Yeah, those vinyl toys, those Japanese vinyl toys. I'm into those. I want to do like a man dog vinyl toy. That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah,
12-inch toy, like an art toy, more or less.
Vinyl toy.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
Cryptidnals RE engine first-person shooter is lazy. Just look at what happened with Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh.
Yeah,
side scroller.
I mean, a side scroller. I would prefer a side scroller or a Metroidvania type of game with the Cryptidnals.
That'd be cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder, yeah, or like Out of This World. You guys playing that one?
It sounds familiar.
Another World. It's from a French developer. It's really cool. It's like you're playing like a movie, but it's 2D side scroller.
All right.
Very cinematic, very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's if you know how to play it, you can beat it in 10 minutes. Game. But it's very trial and error. Everything can kill you. If you're not careful. Yeah.
Oh man. I still want to make my video game. Did I ever tell you about my video game?
The Cube or something like that?
The Invincible Cube.
The Invincible Cube?
Yeah, the Invincible Cube. So what ends up happening is like you go through this whole like journey of trying to find the Invincible Cube. You know, it's supposed to be like RPG / side scroller. You get to the last boss, which is the Invincible Cube, and you destroy him. And it's done, and then the credits roll, and you're like standing there all happy and proud. And then at the end, you see the invincible cube rise, and it zaps you and it disintegrates you, and you can't beat the game because the game's name is the Invincible Cube.
You
So
better
hopefully
do
one
it now,
day.
Ray, because that sounds like a Flash game. like Among Us and all those
Among Us.
those good games that get a lot of views.
You know, you know anybody that knows how to run Adobe Flash?
Maybe.
That'd be a trip. Oh man. So this is going to be a 116-page black and white graphic novel, monsters fighting monsters to the death. I think you guys made the right decision going black and white.
Yes.
I think it really suits this art style.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about this being like 4 issues. Did you at one point initially think about releasing them as 4 individual floppies as opposed to 1 volume?
Yeah, originally when I wanted to pitch it to Peter, I wanted to be a continuing monthly book. And the first, I guess, story arc was supposed to be about 4 to 6 issues worth of book of story, and it was going to be floppies, of course. And that's why I keep referring to it like that. So it's 4 issues. Because I play, like I said, I play around with the page numbers. So 1 issue to me is like 26 to 32 pages. So that's how it comes up to like 116 pages.
Gotcha. Let me see. Happy Harry Misadventures video game.
There's a lot of those, man.
Gotta get in touch with Igarashi-san.
Yeah.
Get a tie-in with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
That you should you maybe could like that, Ray, because that's like one of the developers of Castlevania. He left Konami and did his own Castlevania series called
Oh, really?
The Bloodstain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Simon's Quest is my favorite Castlevania, man. I don't know if I get a lot of flack for that, but that's my favorite one. And Symphony of the Night, of course.
Oh, that's a classic, man. That's a classic.
Oh, man. His sunglasses are awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Maranui. I've been here the whole time. I just have 2 streams open at the same time.
Probably watching the auction, no? With Ethan McGregor.
Wait, is today another auction?
Yeah.
Which one?
The winter auction, I think.
Oh, is it? Really? Oh, dang. Same. Well, I appreciate people for hanging with this stream as well. It's really awesome. Appreciate
so
the
much.
support. Are you looking for this to be? Well, it's definitely going to be perfect bound with that many pages.
Yeah.
Are you looking to be keeping this as a soft cover, or do you want to do a stretch goal to make it a hard cover?
Right now, we're focusing on keeping it simple, just the perfect bound, good paper, high quality paper, and I mean, if we go 6 figures, maybe we'll talk about a hardcover. But yeah,
Wow, 6 figures! Wow.
you know.
He's like the Mega Millions going on tonight. What's happening with that?
I mean, we do want to make a little profit so we could fund the next books, right? But,
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it.
yeah, but we don't want to do it like Vinny, that he put all his money in through the woods. No, he didn't make a profit on that. So yeah, it's a beautiful book. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, we want to keep it simple so we could get. Because yeah, for this year we're planning on doing about 2 more campaigns after this one.
Wow.
So yeah, and the good thing is that almost all those books are already finished. So
Oh man, that's a relief because it takes off so much pressure.
Yeah.
And it gives you, as the creators, opportunities to go on channels and promote the book, and build your fan base and all that good stuff, and update your backers. Let's see here. My news has been watching stuff about Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, they're saying that they're going to release the trailer during the Super Bowl, right?
I heard it was Sunday.
Because I haven't seen anything.
I heard it was Sunday during the playoffs that they're going to release it.
Nah, it's a Super Bowl thing, man.
Super Bowl? I don't know, man.
And it's gonna be
really
in the theater, so maybe we'll go to watch that at the movies.
Dude, that's one of those movies that you have to watch.
Yeah.
You can't watch it on TV.
Yeah, it's just not the same. I mean, that's one of those types of movies where you want to see as much detail as you can, so you got to see it on the big screen.
Oh, by the way, Ray, Psycho Gorman came out today.
Oh, that's tonight. Psycho Gorman.
Have you seen that, WyzGyz? Psycho Gorman?
No. What is it?
It's a really, really campy horror movie, but it's kind of like a super villain, like a monster came from space. But
so what ends up happening is
tell the story.
This little girl summons a demon, and the demon shows up, and she's nice to the demon, and the demon's like, "Hey, you're pretty cool too. All right, so let's be friends. All right, we'll be friends." And then it seems like half of the universe finds out that this demon is on Earth, so they all show up to kill him and her, but he's trying to defend the little girl because that's his friend. That's pretty much the whole movie right there. And it looks insane, man. I've been waiting for that movie for like a year and a half already. It was supposed to premiere last January at the Alamo in Austin.
Oh.
And it didn't because of COVID. And so now it's coming out tonight, or today rather. I think it's already out.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's already out.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm looking for the poster so we could share it. It's very.
Oh, okay, cool.
Look, here it is. Can you? I'm sharing my screen.
Psycho Gorman.
Heartwarming and heart-ripping.
Heartwarming and that almost looks like that Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, what's her name?
Yeah.
How dare you?
But yeah, we're gonna watch it tonight.
Oh my gosh, how funny!
Oh, and the trailer, Willy's Wonderworld, or what's it called?
Yeah, it's like
Nick Cage and Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah.
That trailer's awesome, man. It's also.
Oh my gosh, yeah! I saw that trailer with Nicolas Cage and I was like, holy cow! They actually went and did a live action version of Five Nights at Freddy's.
And I think he doesn't talk in the movie. He doesn't do any lines, so it's just very physical.
Yeah.
Just of animatronic animals.
Yeah.
I really want Ronan to watch that because he's all into Five Nights at Freddy. So I want to, but it's like super gory, isn't it? Supposedly.
Yeah, probably it is.
Looks like
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
From
his kid's into Jason, so
he sleeps with a Jason doll. He sleeps with a Chucky doll. He should be fine.
Oh my gosh, how cool! Let me see. Willy's Wonderland looks sweet. I'm glad it's on video on demand.
Yeah, it's out today.
I'm calling it now.
It's just a purple guy.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. This has been awesome. Let's see. I think now's a good time to wrap things up. Let's go ahead and I'm giving you the floor, Ray.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Happy Harry Hard-On. Would you do the honors and share with the world how you can be found on social media?
Okay, no problem. You can follow me on all the social medias. We got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course TikTok now. Just look for the Cryptidnals or Cryptidnals, as it says right there. It's right there. And you can follow us for updates and everything that we're doing, not just in the Cryptidnals world, but in all of the 656 Comics universe that we're producing, Undead Border, and other things that we have coming down the pipe. So please, please, please follow and like us. And of course, we do have a YouTube channel. We're going to be doing another YouTube stream on Sunday night. It's called Domingazos, which means Sunday night, right? I think that's what it means.
Something like that.
Something like that. And of course, you know, we invite you as well, WyzGyz, if you want to show up and just chat and talk. This is pretty much what we do, what we're doing here with you. We're just talking about everything that we love as far as pop culture, comics especially, and anything like that. And of course, making fun of each other nonstop. So by all means, follow us there. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and subscribe to this channel as well. Keep the community strong and keep it going, man, so we can still have a good time and come on each other's channels and talk shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. I wish we could... gracias. Oliver, you got the floor. How can you be found?
You can follow me on Twitter, OLEA656, Instagram too, and you can follow us 656 Comics on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that. You can just Google 656 Comics and you'll find all that goodness there.
Sweet.
And thank you for having us here in your show, man.
My pleasure. It has been a blast and a long time coming. Glad we were able to finally make something work.
Oh, hell yeah. As soon as the book is out, I want to be back on your show again so we can promote it a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And, show more of the book as well. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers that we have, at least the enamel pin ready to go so we can show it off, and also maybe another trailer for the book itself.
Sweet.
Maybe, I don't know.
Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, man, to stay in touch, of course, you can DM me whenever you get a chance, and I'll do the same. Man, keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Man, to stay in touch, of course, you can DM me whenever you get a chance, and I'll do the same. Keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Hold on. Right. See, I have...
I heard voices, but nobody was moving their mouth.
I 656 Comics CG Locos Forever.
For life. I don't know.
For life.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, I typically have my streams open in another window so that I can kind of monitor whether... Wait, what? How come this is... Oh, that's weird. So I... So that
I was going to say that we're currently at 280 subscribers. I mean, if everybody could subscribe right now.
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, to their channel.
90 or something.
I just subscribed to your channel as well. I hadn't done it before, and I'm sorry for that.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's get their sub count up and everything. Get them up to monetization.
Yes.
The latest stats that I've heard is that monetization is at 1,000 subs and 4,000 public watch hours. So,
yes,
if Social Blade is any indicator, I should hit that in maybe about a year with my current progress. So we'll see.
I don't know if
we're gonna.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you're interested in the whole TikTok world or anything, WyzGyz, but it's crazy, man. I had last week, at the beginning of last week, I hadn't touched the TikTok account. I had 14 followers, and I started like uploading a few videos like in a few days, and I'm at I think the last count was at 4,500 followers.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it was crazy, like overnight.
Yeah, I noticed. I started seeing that kind of stuff. How things get viral, and suddenly you have all these subs out of the blue. And I'm trying to figure out how to parlay what I'm doing into short, quick YouTube stuff. Because as you can see, I am very verbose and my content tends to be really, really long.
I mean, it's easier to do streams than to edit videos, man.
It is.
Because we started doing the short videos, but man, it would take like a week to put together, and I mean, it's either that or do a book, no? So, but we much rather do a book and then have streams on some nights and just shoot it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
TikTok is that you can edit as you upload. That's like the only thing that it has going for it. I think that's why people jump on it so much and start putting out so much content on it. Because YouTube, you have to invest time, you have to sit there, you have to edit, you have to, add all this stuff to it and then upload it and stuff. So
right,
it's just, if we could combine the two.
And you know what's impressive, WyzGyz, that Ray is not dancing or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna sub to it just so I could see Ray dance. But now that I know he's gonna be dancing, it's like, what's the point, right?
No, the dancing isn't happening until we have the Cryptid funded in one day. I have promised that if we fund the Cryptidnals in one day, I will film myself doing a cartwheel. Maybe even two.
Oh man. And then you gotta
then you're gonna get punch right afterwards and all that.
And WyzGyz, Ray's pretty big, dude, so imagine that cartwheel. That's gonna be an impressive sight to be seen.
It's going to go viral, and then he'll be tempted and get into the whole craze about doing the
And famous cartwheel.
All right, indeed. Oh shit! Ray, sure.
Serena has never seen it, and I've done it twice. And she always seems to like turn around and walk away at that exact moment when I do it. So she thinks it's a lie. She thinks these people are lying. What are you gonna say?
You're full of shit.
Oh, she says I think I'm full of shit. But she's never seen it, so that's another reason to do it. Just because she's never seen it done live, and I need someone nearby to call 911 if I hurt myself. So.
I can't help but wonder if your cartwheels are actually some sort of cryptid or creepypasta.
Nobody has seen.
That's right. It exists, but nobody's ever seen it.
All right. So you can find me on the MeWe, Facebook, YouTube under WyzGyzEntertainment. You can catch me on Twitch at WyzGyz Twitches, Twitter on WyzGyz Tweets, and if it survives, WyzGyzParlers on Parler.
Oh, shit.
Please like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications, drop comments down below this video. Let us know what you're most excited about on the Cryptidnals. Thanks to everyone in chat. You guys are freaking awesome. You guys rock. Appreciate you all. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks to our very special guests, Ray, aka Happy Harry Hardon, and Oliver, and Francisco Arce. I'm sorry you were having internet issues and kept getting dropped.
Tupa cartwheel.
That's right. So Tupa cartwheel. Very good.
Get it manifested.
On that note, let's close it out. Take it easy, guys. See you on the next stream.
Guys, stay hard. Talk hard.
Final guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube translation. How you doing, Welcome to the show.